Welcome in, everyone, once again live here at Hanson Memorial Field. I'm JJ Sylvia, so overjoyed to be joined by my partner and good friend, Mr. Nate Freitas, bringing you Somerset Berkley boys varsity football here on Somerset Access TV and SB Blue Raider Studios on YouTube. And Nate, it's a tale of two teams tonight, a 1-0 Fairhaven Blue Devil squad coming in to take on our 0-1 Somerset Berkley Raiders, coming off a crushing season opening loss against Hanover. If you're head coach Nick Freitas for the Somerset Berkley Raiders, what's your game plan going in against the defending D6 runner-ups in Fairhaven?
Well, I think they got to protect the ball, play a little better on the line. The defense has to come out and make a statement here, having Fairhaven receive the ball first thing. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of adjustments they're going to make after that Week 1 loss.
Let's head down to the field as we do the national anthem. We'll be right back here on SB Blue Raider Studios and Somerset Access TV. And Nate, as we head to this one, Fairhaven, led by head coach Derek Almeida, they're coming off a big win in a shootout against Attleboro, 35-28. I'm sure Almeida is going to want that offense to keep the same rhythm going, led by quarterback Evan Lamontagne.
Yeah, we're going to have to see here in the first half how they do and continue throwing the ball. And
Somerset will get started as the kicking team. They won the toss and deferred to the second half. Cullen Doherty will kick it off for your Raiders. Farthest one back to receive for Fairhaven. Number 34, Ian Alexion back there, among others. Kick is away, and we are underway here at Hanson. Moving across and getting tackled quickly. And that is where we will start out, right at about the 26-yard line of Fairhaven. And here comes the Blue Devil offense, coming off a 35-point showing in their opening game of the season. And Nate, we usually see a lot of it with Somerset Berkley playing against other football squads. There's a size difference. Tonight it seems the size is pretty even between these two squads.
Yeah, I think this will be a pretty good matchup between the two teams. Looks like a handoff to start.
Handoff going quickly to Aaron Legou. Looks like he has plenty for the first down, and he does, tackled by Finn Crook.
Number 13, Finn Crook on the tackle. Unit 15 on the play, first and 10 at the 41.
First down and 10 quickly for the Fairhaven Blue Devils as they move the chains almost instantaneously on drive number 1. And now a pitch handoff left. Cathhart to the outside. He's got more than enough for another Fairhaven first down. And Nate, the run game has been strong already for Fairhaven, a team that, from what we saw in warm-ups, looked like they might be more pass-happy.
Yeah, they're looks like Somerset's having a hard time containing on the outside, so we're going to see how they can adjust here.
First and 10 at the Raider 46.
Flag comes down before the snap here. We'll see what the call is here after yet another first down from the Blue Devils. Officials will deliberate here in the early going as we are just a hair under a minute gone. Looks like the issue was with the encroachment of the sideline by the bench. Also a warning given to Nick Freitas and his squad. Freitas making sure that the same rule applies to the other side of the field. Nick Freitas, Nate, a very vocal man as the front runner for this Somerset Berkley squad, and I'm sure we'll be seeing him vocal, loud, and ambitious all night long.
Yeah, he's going to try and pump up the squad here, try and get a first win of the season.
Another pitch right for Legou, able to break a tackle. Legou down the sideline past the 30. And another Fairhaven first down as they're just moving in chunks of 12 to 15 yards to start this one.
They're getting beat on the outside there, John.
Somerset Berkley needs to find a way to hold that edge. Lamontagne Gets the call from Derek Almeida. He's under center. One receiver right and one left. It's a handoff left this time for Grant Darmfull, and he will nudge forward for about 3.5 yards. Bring up a second down and about 6 or 7 for Fairhaven.
They're running it right down the field, John.
LaMontagne under center again. And that's another handoff, this time to Alexion, and he will stumble forward for yet another Fairhaven first down. 4 or 5 already on this drive for the Blue Devils as they are giving the SB defense fits. And this is what we saw when we were watching the tape of SB versus Hanover, Nate. They were having all sorts of struggles stopping high-powered offenses like Hanover.
Yeah, and I think it doesn't help that their big man up front isn't there tonight.
Yeah, Gavin Sylvester out today. Sylvester on both the defensive and offensive lines, and a timeout here for Somerset Berkley with 9:35 to go in the first quarter.
What would you be saying if you were the coach right now, John?
Well, if I'm Nick Freitas, the message really has to be that we need to find a way to stiffen up defensively. We need to beat our guys in terms of the matchups up front and get some penetration into the pocket before these running backs can get to the edge or squeeze up the middle. Right now, that really does seem to be the struggle. We'll see if Somerset can find a way to right the wrongs here, as Fairhaven is now in the red zone. First down and 10 from the 15-yard line of Somerset Berkley. The Blue Devils looking to strike first here in this South Coast Conference matchup.
At the Somerset Berkley 15-yard line.
Another single back look here for LaMontagne. He sits under center. LaMontagne, the handoff to Alexion, gets a good block and will get about 5 yards on that one. Brings up a second and medium for the Blue Devils here as we are under 10 minutes to play in quarter one. LaMontagne looking calm, cool, and collected. Another snap and another handoff to Darmoful. Darmoful to the sideline, and he is in for the touchdown. And the Blue Devils are on the board first.
That was a very efficient drive there, John. Right down the field, right down their throats. This is tough. Somerset's going to have to bounce back here.
Looking like Fairhaven will go for the extra point here. And the senior Tristan DeMedeiros will be the one to kick it. Snap holder will be Jackson Ponte. And it's a bobbled snap. Ponte's going to roll out to his right as a man open in the end zone. Incomplete. So it will be 6-0 after a failed extra point attempt that turned into a failed 2-point conversion attempt. And with 9:01 to go in the first, Fairhaven will kick off to your Raiders, and we will see their offense for the first time today. And Nate, we were talking about it in pregame, a lot of new faces for this Somerset Berkley offense, losing the likes of longtime quarterback Brendan McDonald and future Holy Cross tight end commit Finn Bjork. It's got to be a big adjustment for Nick Freitas and his squad, losing such star power and having to get that changeover into this new season.
Yeah, but, you know, they have this new quarterback here, Mason Benjamin, and, you know, he's got some talent, and, you know, it's his first year, so I think as he develops, he will get better, and, you know, I think there's a lot to work there with Coach Freitas.
First year as a starter, indeed, for quarterback Mason Benjamin. A lot of question marks after the performance last week, and a squib kick here by Fairhaven picked up on a bounce by A.J. Griffin, and he'll get to about the 43, 44-yard line.
Great starting position here for Somerset.
Very similar to what we saw in the game against Hanover on the first couple of drives for the Raiders. Good starting field position here for Benjamin and the offense. Just want to remind everyone tonight's coverage of Somerset Berkley football is proudly sponsored by Somerset Federal Credit Union, offering a full range of financial services with convenient locations in Somerset and Swansea, Massachusetts. SFCU is focused on you. Benjamin in the wing tee here to start. Not much of a surprise there. Pitch back and running left is Finn Crook. Crook able to get some space toward the sideline. He'll be pushed out of bounds. Not sure if he was able to get the first down. Looks like he did.
Flag on the play.
But there is a flag on the play. We'll wait on the call. Most likely a hold. Looks like an illegal shift. So that'll push the Raiders back a little bit. And with such good starting field position, it's really just a kick in the shin for the Raiders to have a penalty on that first play.
Yeah, not a good way to come out here and start after being scored on.
Flag is against Somerset Berkley. 5-yard penalty sets up first down and 15.
So a 5-yard penalty, first down and 15 now for the Raiders. Wing T formation. The handoff to Meehan. Liam Meehan running right, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll break a tackle and do much more than that.
Great run.
Meehan, a trusted longtime member of this varsity football squad, also a very strong player for the varsity baseball squad as well. And that baseball squad, Nate, not sure how much knowledge you have of Somerset Berkley athletics, but the baseball team making it to the Final Four last season in MIAA, so high hopes for them this year.
Yeah.
Returning a lot of their best players as well. This time a handoff to Finn Crook. Crook running left, almost up the middle there. He will be just short of the first down, and it'll bring down a third down and
13 inches.
About half a yard for the Raiders here. And this is a statement moment. I know it's early, but still a statement moment as we're about halfway gone here in quarter one. Raiders need to find a way to match the intensity and yardage gaining of the Fairhaven offense that we saw earlier on. Back to the wing tee go Freitas' boys. Benjamin under center. Takes the snap and pitches to Meehan. Liam Meehan up the middle, gets some room, and he will storm forward for a Somerset Berkley first down.
That was a great run there. Good blocking.
Meehan and Crook will get a majority of the touches at running back today for Somerset Berkley, but we may also see Sam Mello and A.J. Griffin get some touches as well. Griffin playing on the kickoff team during the last kickoff. Right now, Meehan, Dion, and Crook out there. Dion usually serving as a fullback, and he gets the handoff this time right up the middle, gets upended, but gains about 5 yards there. Nate, Raiders starting to build some momentum here using their tried and true run game in the wing tee.
Yeah, pretty popular amongst high schools. It's working for them pretty well. Their blocking's getting a little better after the first run, so.
Raiders starting to win those individual battles. Second down and medium. Benjamin, the snap and the pitch left. It's Crook. Finn Crook trying to find the sideline. Sheds one tackle with a stiff arm. And he will go out of bounds just short of the first down, about 2 yards short, in fact. And a third down and 2 coming up. Second, third down on this drive for the Raider offense. Fairhaven looking for a stop here. 6:16 remaining in quarter one, 6-0 in favor of the Fairhaven Blue Devils. And now a sneak up the middle for Mason Benjamin. They'll push him forward, and he will have plenty for another Raider first down.
Looks like Fairhaven was confused on that play and took advantage of it, running right up the middle there with the empty spot.
And kind of a rush snap there by Benjamin, too. I think that was part of what created the confusion for the Fairhaven front four. That front four is a stacked one. Zach Mora, Jacob D'Souza, Ben Cormier, and Ian Alexion, along with Josh Vieira up there. So a lot of big student athletes that this Somerset offensive line has to push forward. Now, Meehan will get it this time. He's not going to get very much. Maybe 2 yards on that one. Clock running now, under 5.5 to play in quarter one. Nate, every once in a while, Somerset Berkley will pull a pass play out of Nick Freitas' bag of tricks. Maybe this is a chance to do it here.
Well, we're going to have to see, John. Second down, long. Looks like they might go run again.
Under center is Benjamin. Fakes the handoff to Meehan and ends up in the hands of Dion, who gets maybe 2.5, 3 on that one. And now instead of a third down and short like last time, we have a third down and fairly long here for Somerset Berkley as they look to gain the red zone at about the 23, 24-yard line.
I feel this is the perfect opportunity for them to use one of those pass plays, John.
Got to test out the arm of first-year starter Mason Benjamin at some point. Though the run game has been working, let's see what they do. Motion, handoff, Crook running left. He's got a blocker in front of him, and Dion Crook gets blown up just in front of the first down marker. He will be just short. Looks like it will be a fourth down and about 1.5. And it's decision time for Nick Freitas here.
Number 28, Maddox Joseph on the tackle.
Nate, if you're the head coach for Somerset Berkley here, you going for it on fourth?
Yeah, I think they're too far ahead to punt it and too far to kick it. So I feel like this is going to have to be fourth down, fourth and short.
Looks like the offense will stay on the field. Benjamin into the huddle, and he makes the call. And here we go. Fourth down and 3. Snap to Benjamin and the handoff, A.J. Griffin. He is absolutely pancaked in the backfield.
Great
and it's
stop
Jacob D'Souza with the big tackle there.
Great stop by Fairhaven.
So the Blue Devils will force the turnover on downs, and they will take over on offense. And for Somerset Berkley, a tough bounce on their first offensive drive, going with a gutsy call to keep the offense on the field on fourth down, and it does not work in their favor there as the sun starts to set just behind us over the hills here in Somerset, Massachusetts. A crisp mid to low 60s temperature here, a light breeze coming in from the near end zone. First down for Lamontagne in the offense. Lamontagne the handoff and a ton of room to move for Ian Alexion, and he'll nearly have the first down. Going to be about a yard short of that first down. Alexion has had a couple of big runs so far. He's got size at that running back position. This time a handoff up the middle should be enough to gain the first down, and it is. Grant Darmofel had the run for the first down there, and he will move the chains. As Fairhaven, Nate, before we know it, will probably be in the double digits in first downs before the end of this first quarter, under 4 minutes to play. Lamontagne, another handoff right, and getting into the backfield to make that tackle is Cullen Doherty as he stalls Aaron Legou after a short gain.
Good stop. See if Somerset can build on it.
Second down and 7 for Fairhaven. Lamontagne takes the snap, fakes the handoff, and he is tackled after about a maybe half-yard gain. If not, he just got back to the line of scrimmage. Not sure if they'll rule that a sack because he pretty much fell forward.
No, it looks like it was a loss of a yard there, John.
Looks like Kyle Hamlet got the tackle there.
Third long here.
Looks like he was tackled at the line of scrimmage, so third down and 7. Blue Devils changing the play here before the snap. LaMontagne barking orders as he squats back under center. And now a pitch left. And on the move is Cathcart to the outside. Cathcart down the left sideline.
He's not gonna
he
catch
might
him.
go all the way. Cathcart is gone. Touchdown, Fairhaven. And a 2-score advantage early for the Blue Devils.
Quick strike there on a 3rd and long, John.
A huge run for Luke Cathcart, who was actually listed as the 5th running back in a big pool of RBs for Fairhaven, and he comes in clutch there. More than a 50-yard touchdown run there. And with 2:18 to play, it looks like Fairhaven is thinking about potentially going for 2 to try and even out after that missed chance on the first point after attempt. Looks like that will be the case. Offense is still on the field. LaMontagne will be under center. Evan LaMontagne scans the defense and takes the snap. The handoff to the big man, Alexion, and he is in for the 2-point conversion. 14-0 Fairhaven. And another fast start for an SB opponent 2 weeks in a row. My buddy Keegan Hamlet, who's doing PA tonight, was talking about it during the SB Hanover game. Somerset Berkley, a gauntlet of a 3-game stretch to start the season, starting against Hanover, now playing here against Fairhaven, and then they head to Malden Catholic next weekend. Pretty much the toughest schedule you could ask for if you're Nick Freitas to start this 2025 campaign.
Yeah, it's a pretty tough schedule. I'd say that they'd have to get at least one of those to keep their playoff hopes alive for the season.
Making the state tournament always a goal for a very storied football program in Somerset Berkley. Tristan DeMedeiros will kick it away again for Fairhaven after another touchdown drive. This one much shorter than the first for the Blue Devils. DeMedeiros, another squib kick. This one bounces and finally picked up and moved forward for just a few yards. Picking that up for the Raiders was Gavin Gooch.
Starting about the 34, 35-yard line there, John.
So great starting field position for Somerset Berkley again, up towards midfield, this time at about the 35-yard line. On their end of the field is where they will start.
And going back to the wing tee.
Benjamin under center, the handoff to A.J. Griffin. Griffin running left, and he is whacked down quickly after about a 1.5-yard gain.
Nice open field tackle there.
Aaron Legg on the tackle for Fairhaven. Second down and 8 coming up for your Raiders. 1:40 remaining before we take the first quarter break. And now a reverse handoff here. And going right and barely getting back to the line of scrimmage there for the Raiders was Liam Meehan.
3rd and long here, John.
So a bit of misdirection there. Doesn't really work for Somerset Berkley. Meehan did get a couple, so he did eclipse the line of scrimmage, brings up a 3rd down and medium. We've seen a lot of 3rd downs for this Raiders offense so far, much of contrast to Fairhaven, who seems to be going first, 2nd down, and then another 1st. Another handoff, Meehan on a pitch. Meehan will gain about 1 before he's knocked backwards.
After those first couple of 1st downs in that first drive, John, it looks like this Fairhaven defense has adjusted well. They've stuffed them up here.
The Blue Devils definitely have their defense to credit for the 35-28 win last week against Attleboro. That was a slugfest. But the defense came up big when they needed to, and the offense delivered as well when necessary.
Looks like Somerset took a timeout.
Somerset Berkley with 31 seconds to go in the first quarter. That was their second timeout.
Second timeout called by Nick Freitas, and right now the Raiders really need to regroup. They seem to be having all sorts of trouble in terms of offense and defense right now. What do you think one of the answers could be for Somerset Berkley to break through this Fairhaven stingy defense?
Yeah, I think they got to get off the ball faster. I think they got to start making their blocks, especially going with this wing T, very run-heavy offense. Get down the field here. They're going to have to beat them up front. So
beating them up front is going to be the name of the game for both squads today, as we've seen a lot of run plays. I don't think officially we've seen a pass play thus far other than that quasi two-point conversion attempt.
Failed PAT turned into two-point conversion.
Out of the timeout, it's 4th down and 3 for Somerset Berkley.
4th down and 3 for the Raiders. Let's see if they choose to go for it or go for the punt here.
See what Freitas has up its sleeve.
31 seconds remaining in quarter one after that second timeout for Nick Freitas. Looks like the Raiders will go for it here offensively. Benjamin in the wing T. The handoff to A.J. Griffin. Griffin is going nowhere. Got maybe a couple of yards, but he is stalled. And yet another forced turnover in terms of 4th downs for the Fairhaven defense, and they will take over on offense this time on the Raiders side of the field.
Just a tough start to the game here, John. Let's hope it gets better in the second quarter.
Second quarter will be coming to us soon. Only 23 seconds remaining in the first. And Lamontagne in the offense returns for the Blue Devils.
They've been dominating so far in this game, John. This offense.
1st and 10, Fairhaven at the Raider 44.
Lamontagne under center again. Drops back to throw, about a 3-step drop. Looking right,
open.
it's caught on a beautiful throw. It's Cathcart again. Cathcart shedding tackles. And he is in for another Fairhaven touchdown. And they are just a well-oiled machine, the Blue Devils are, on offense so far, Nate.
John, he was wide open on that play here on the sideline. And then he had a couple guys to beat and made it in.
Just lightning strikes by Evan Lamontagne in this offense, and 2 touchdowns already in this one for Luke Cathcart, as he might be making his case for game MVP, and it's still only the first quarter. Extra point is up, and it misses wide left. So a couple of miscues for Fairhaven in terms of PATs in this one. So it will be 20-0 here with 13 seconds left.
Yeah, Somerset's going to have to come out here and do something going into the second quarter.
Fans, make sure for full recaps of this game and other town events to check out the Somerset Sentinel, mostly written by Somerset legend George Austin. I'm sure if I scan the field and the stands enough, I'll see George here somewhere. Just a dedicated member of the Somerset media team for as long as I can remember, far before even I was born.
Purchase yours tonight to show your team spirit from the lawn.
Tristan DeMedeiros, another kickoff on the way to the Raiders. And it's another squib. This one heading for the far sideline, and it will bring on a flag. Not exactly the outcome that they were looking for there. Those squibs have worked thus far. That time just put a little too much spin on it there.
Yeah, but once again, for the third time, Somerset's going to have great field position.
10 seconds left in quarter one, and as Nate said, the Raiders getting gift after gift after gift to their offense. They need to find a way to cash in on those gifts. Ball will be spotted once again, second drive in a row at the 35-yard line. First down and 10 for the Raiders. Benjamin, the fake handoff, and he is stuffed in the backfield. A big sack there. Looked like getting to him was Dean Joseph.
It's the end of the first quarter there, John.
First quarter comes to an end here at Hanson Memorial Field. Nate Freitas and I will take a short break, and we will be right back here on Somerset Access TV and SB Blue Raider Studios on YouTube. Second quarter underway here at Hanson Memorial Field. JJ Sylvia and Nate Freitas with you for Somerset Access TV and SB Blue Raider Studios on YouTube. And now pitch right this time, and getting about a 4 or 5 yard gain on the play are the Raiders. And on that carry for Somerset Berkley was Christian Hicks.
Going to have a 3rd and 6 here, John. I think Coach Freitas has to change it up here.
But both teams so far seeming to go with a running back by committee type of approach. We've seen 4 or 5 guys get touches for the Blue Devils and 4 or 5 guys get touches for the Blue Raiders.
One pass play was by Fairhaven last quarter, turned into a touchdown. They are dominating this game.
A.J. Griffin gets the pitch. This time has some blockers in front of him, and Griffin will lunge forward for a Raiders first down. Probably one of the more effective run plays that we've seen from Somerset Berkley thus far. That was a good chunk play.
Yeah, that was good blocking up front. They opened the hole there. He was able to get through.
3 of 8 yards on the play from Griffin. Sets up 1st and 10 at the Raider 47.
An 8 yard gain on that one. Somerset Berkley back to the wing tee. Benjamin, the handoff on a pitch to Liam Meehan. He will stumble forward to get a couple extra yards.
Starting to pick up momentum.
And in high school football, as I was saying last year, momentum is the name of the game. It can really shift the tides no matter how good the opposing team is that you're playing. And right now, the Raiders need that shift in tide as much as ever. Benjamin, this time pitches to Griffin. Griffin able to stiff arm one, and he'll gain the first down before being shoved back on forward progress. That will give him another Raiders first down. And right now, Nate, it's looking like a guy who I called the JV hero last year, A.J. Griffin, having himself a game on the ground for Somerset Berkley.
Yeah, he's starting to pick up his legs a little bit. They're starting to move down the field, so let's see if they can turn this to a running drive, a scoring drive.
Under 10 to play in the half. First down and 10 for Somerset Berkley at the Fairhaven 43. Benjamin, the pitch to Meehan. Meehan goes up the middle, a spin move, still chugging forward like an unstoppable freight train. Liam Meehan will be about a yard and a half short of the first down.
Yeah, they've been running the ball really well here, John.
Meehan's another guy who, similarly to Ian Alexion for Fairhaven, is just a bulldozer, kind of a LeGarrette Blunt type, just very hard to bring down. One of the stronger guys, too. I was talking with Carter about it last season. He can bench well over 200 pounds, and for somebody his size, that's impressive.
Yeah, that's a big kid. Back when I played, we had some big guys on the team, and it definitely helped the run game for sure.
Now Benjamin to throw here, looking right, and a great pass break up on the back end as he was looking for A.J. Griffin. Getting in there to break that one up is Grant Darmofel, and he gives the no completion signal afterwards as a celebration. Just a great recovery there by Darmofel as he had a couple yards to make up. Ball was slightly underthrown by Benjamin.
Going to be a 3rd and short here, John. I think they need to make more attempts at passing. Kind of confuse this Fairhaven defense.
Benjamin, the pitch to me, and he's been reliable, and he's got the first down. The effectiveness of Somerset Berkley's drive starting to ramp up here in quarter number 2. Under 9 to play before we hit our halftime break here in Somerset. Lights are on, sun is mostly set on a beautiful evening here at Hansen.
1st and 10 at the Fairhaven 31.
Ball spotted at the Fairhaven 31-yard line. Benjamin takes the snap and the handoff to Dion. Drew Dion, the fullback, pushing his way forward. Gets about 6 on that one.
Tackled by number 13, Josh Vieira, and number 22, Aaron Lade.
Vieira and Lade combined for the tackle for Fairhaven. 2nd down and medium. Raiders starting to move well here on this 4th offensive drive. Meehan, another spin move and a lunge forward. Looks like he's got another 1st down, and he does. By far the most prolific and effective drive we've seen from Somerset Berkley thus far, Nate.
Yeah, this is the first time Somerset's made it into the red zone. Let's see if they can turn it into points here.
Raiders 1 yard short of the red zone here as they come up on another 1st down. Benjamin under center once more. Benjamin pitches it. It's a reverse to Meehan. Meehan bounces off a couple of tackles for another 6 or 7 yard gain. We'll call that one a 6 yard gain there.
Meehan's been bulldozing his way down this field. They're starting to play better against this Fairhaven defense.
Raiders into the red zone here. Ball spotted at the 15-yard line. 2nd and 4 here. A bunch of extra linemen in here for the Raiders. Pitch goes to Griffin, and he is stuffed. Might have even lost a yard on that one. And on the tackle for Fairhaven was Landon Borges. Cormier was in there as well.
3rd down coming up here, John.
6.5 to play and a 3rd down indeed. Another big moment here in this first half for Somerset Berkley. A score here reminds these Blue Devils that the Raiders are not going anywhere. Benjamin for Meehan up the middle. He's got the 1st down, spins off a tackle. Meehan still on his feet. He will fall into the end zone. Touchdown. Somerset Berkley. And what a run there by Liam Meehan. He refused to go down.
Yeah, almost like an old-style Marshawn Lynch right there. Great comeback score for Somerset. Get right back in this game.
Liam Meehan goes beast mode there. And Raiders will look to pull within 13 with this extra point on the way. Doherty is out to kick it, and Benjamin will hold. Kick is up, and it is good. 20-7. And Nate, Raiders were looking for a catalyst to get this squad going. That just might be it right there.
Yeah, that was a great comeback score after being down 3 scores. So let's see if the defense can come up. So far, Fairhaven's been scoring on every drive, so see if they can make a stop here.
Fairhaven offense looking to keep the line moving. Somerset Berkley looking to make a stop and potentially get the ball back for their offense for one more drive before we hit halftime. Once again, so glad you can all join us here on Somerset Access TV and SB Blue Raider Studios on YouTube. I'll be joining you as play-by-play for all home games for SB football this season. So glad my buddy Nathan Freitas, or as we call him, Nate, is in the booth with me tonight. You might see some other familiar faces with me. Carter Sylvia will probably get in on a game. Joey Frank, Mikey Alves might join us as well. We're going to have a star-studded cast of broadcasters here for you all season long, brought to you by Somerset Federal Credit Union. Doherty on the kickoff. This one a low hanger, dropping down just in front of the 10-yard line. On the pickup, And moving, shedding one tackle before he goes down for Fairhaven is Tyler Lawrence. About a 15-yard return for Lawrence. And here comes the Fairhaven offense again, Nate. And Nate, if you're Fairhaven, that offense on the last drive breaking out the pass plays, you definitely want to continue to feed Luke Cathcart as much as you can with the game he's had thus far here in the first half.
Absolutely. He's been playing great, good football, protecting the ball. They've been scoring. Yeah, they need to keep on going, and let's see if Somerset has an answer.
2 turnover on downs for Somerset Berkley, but no, or should I say 3 turnover on downs, but no turnovers legitimately by either squad thus far. About a 1-yard run there for Fairhaven.
Number 69, Max Pasternak, and number 42, Drew Dion with the stop.
Pasternak and Dion combined for the tackle there of LaMontagne. 2nd down and 8. LaMontagne under center, barking orders, sees something in the coverage, so he's going to make some adjustments along with Derek Almeida. Clock running under 5.5 to go in half number 1. 20-7 in favor of the Fairhaven Blue Devils. Looking to go to 2-0. Somerset looking to go to 1-1. LaMontagne, the late pitch on the right side for Legou with tons of room and a big chunk yardage play there for another Fairhaven first down. And we'll have an injury timeout here. You have to love the discipline there, Nate, by Evan LaMontagne getting that pitch off at the last second as he was whacked.
Yeah, that was good heads-up play by him, and it worked out in their favor. They got the first down there. Looks like Somerset's been getting beat on the outside, since the start of the first quarter, and let's see if they can make adjustments. We got a player down on the field.
Let's hope he's okay. 5:04 to play here in quarter 2. Gives both teams a chance to rest a little bit in what has been a fast-paced, fast-moving, run-charged first half. Fairhaven will have the first down after this injury timeout. Just another reminder, tonight's Somerset Berkley football coverage is brought to you by Somerset Federal Credit Union, offering personalized banking solutions and community-focused service with convenient locations in Somerset and Swansea, Massachusetts. Always remember, SFCU is focused on you. And Nate, if you're head coach Derek Almeida for Fairhaven, you just saw the Raiders drive down the field methodically for a touchdown. What are you saying to your offense here when they're looking for a response at the end of the half?
Yeah, I'd be saying don't lose momentum. You need to shake it off. They need to come down and score and show that, they've been pretty dominant in this game. So we'll see if that continues, or we'll see Somerset, adjust and make adjustments, especially coming up to the half.
Trainers checking on that player for the Raiders. I wasn't able to see who it was that went down there, but nonetheless, I really do hope he is okay. Nick Freitas is going to head over now and do a check-in as well. But Nate, we were talking about it in pregame, just a beautiful backdrop here at Hanson Memorial Field. You have the beautiful high school, one of the great pillars in our town here in Somerset. Just one of the better views. I love being up here on top of the press box, being able to take a look at this, a school that I have my diploma from, a school that I have so many friends who went here, cousins who went here, and a cousin who is here now as a member of the Somerset Berkley golf and hockey teams. Back up to his feet and looking like he is okay for Somerset Berkley is Christian Hicks.
On that last play, number 12, Christian Hicks was the leader on the tackle.
Hicks did have the tackle on that last play, though, so sacrificing himself a bit for the better of the team, as that could have been a much bigger play in terms of how it was developing for Fairhaven.
He was the last man to beat.
Hicks getting a high five from the coaching staff as he heads to the sideline to get checked out. But now we're back in action. First down and 10 from about the 43-yard line, and a throw to the right here. That one is caught by Josh Vieira, and he will shed a tackle and get across that first down line to gain. Fairhaven just will not stop offensively.
They're doing everything right here, John. Somerset looks tired.
And for Evan Lamontagne, the accuracy on his passes thus far has just been pinpoint, and that's one of the reasons that this offense is running so fluidly. Lamontagne getting his orders of adjustment here. We've seen this a couple times from Fairhaven already. They get ready for the snap, and then head coach Derek Almeida sees something and makes a change. Another pass play between Lamontagne and Vieira. And it looks like Vieira is about a yard short of the first down.
Looks like they ran the same play.
Very similar indeed for that Lamontagne-Vieira connection. This time a run play and a very easy first down gain there. I think that was Alexion on the run. And my hunch was correct. Alexion just completely plowing through these Raider defenders here in the first half. Another first down. Lamontagne, the handoff up the middle. That one is going nowhere. About a 1.5, 2-yard gain on that one. Clock running now, under 4 minutes remaining. Fairhaven looking to expand on a 20-7 lead as they inch toward the red zone. Another last-second adjustment on the way for the Blue Devils. Raider fan section going with a neon theme tonight has been kept silent. And maybe this will ignite them a little bit here. A nice tackle.
Got a 3rd and long coming up here, John.
Bringing up a 3rd and long indeed. Looks like Doherty had the tackle there for the Raiders. Raider fans trying to get loud here. Lamontagne under center again. Handoff up the middle and almost untouched into the end zone goes Grant Darmofel for another Fairhaven touchdown. And my, oh my, no matter what Somerset Berkley throws at these Blue Devils defensively, Nate, they just continue to have success offensively.
Yeah, they've had an answer every time. There was a nice drive by Somerset. They're going to have to do it again, maybe get some points here by the half, but Fairhaven's having an answer, and this defense is going to run over there, John.
A 2-point conversion try on the way, and it is incomplete. Nice defense on the back end by the Raiders. Jared Tavares getting that pass break up there, so more woes in terms of PAT and 2-point conversion attempts for Fairhaven, so their lead stays at 19, 26-7. 2:55 to go, so still a chance, Nate, for Somerset Berkley to run a 2-minute offense here and maybe get another score on the board before we hit the half. DeMedeiros on another kickoff for the Blue Devils. Another squib. Griffin has it again. A.J. Griffin plows forward to nearly the 50-yard line.
This is great field position here. Somerset should take advantage of the spot.
They were able to do it last drive. Let's see if they can do it again. 2:51 left on the clock for Benjamin and the offense to work with.
11-yard return for Griffin sets up 1st and 10 at the Raider 48-yard line.
And just remember, Somerset Berkley students who may be watching, if you're looking to get some community service hours, we are looking for volunteers to help with stats and spotting for football home games this season. So make sure you talk to the correct school officials and administrators about those opportunities and get those community service hours, which are essential for your graduation. Raiders will get maybe a yard gain on that one, if at all. Second down and long coming up for the Blue Raiders. Benjamin, the pitch, Meehan is stuffed. Got a couple of yards on that one. Third down on the way, third and long to be specific. Looks like a 3rd and 8 coming up. Clock running under 2 minutes to play. We saw Somerset Berkley break a pass play out already. It was unsuccessful. Maybe give Benjamin another try to hurl one here.
Yeah, if I was Coach Freitas, that's the route I would go right now.
Benjamin, the pitch, Griffin faked the reverse, and Griffin's getting loose on the left side before he is tackled, but he does have a first down. Tackle is made on the back end by Grant Darmofel.
That was a great reverse there. Getting to the outside. Able to get the first down, keep this drive alive.
Clock's still running, though, so it's not in the Raiders' favor. Under a minute and a half to play. This offense has to hurry if they want to get another score on the board.
They're going to have to start working the sideline here, John.
Now back to throw is Benjamin. Looking downfield, able to connect with Cullen Doherty inside the 30-yard line. And a beautiful throw there by Mason Benjamin. Running to his right as well, so not even able to get his plant foot down mostly. Still made a flawless throw.
Somerset running the hurry up here.
Raiders going no huddle. Benjamin for Meehan. Able to spin off a tackle. Under a minute to play, bringing up about a 2nd and 6.
Looks like timeout.
We have a timeout called by Somerset Berkley with 51 seconds to go in the second quarter. That is their 3rd and final timeout.
At the 23-yard line here, John.
Raiders will burn their final timeout here with 51 seconds left.
Great pass by Benjamin.
No, definitely. Benjamin hasn't had too many opportunities, but on that one, he channeled his inner Lamar Jackson, rolling to his right, making a nice throw on the move.
Got it right in the perfect spot where the receiver could catch it, went right over the defender.
And also a great display of route running there by Cullen Doherty, able to find the open space outside the seams. Out of this 3rd and final timeout for Somerset Berkley. They are nearing the red zone again at the 23-yard line of Fairhaven. Mason Benjamin under center again behind Jaden Medeiros. Benjamin takes the snap, looking to run it himself, it looks like, and he may have gotten a yard or two on that one. Another 3rd down on the way for Somerset Berkley. Looks like a 3rd and 4. With about 30 seconds to play, Raiders will go no huddle again. Benjamin gives the handoff right, or now running left is Sam Mello. He is close to the first down, probably about a yard and a half, 2 yards short. Raiders will most certainly go for it here with under 20 seconds left, now 15. Head coaches and assistant coaches screaming, hurry up here, under 10 to play. Benjamin, back to throw, rolling right, got to hurry, throws, and it is caught in the back of the end zone for a Raider touchdown, and flexing on him is Jason Poissant.
What a pass on the hit. Good awareness there, great catch. they're right back in this game with the ball, getting the ball back at halftime as well.
Another gorgeous throw on the run by Mason Benjamin as he finds Jason Poissant. And that might be one of the most electrifying touchdowns that I've seen in my broadcasting time here with Somerset Access TV. Just a great passing display on the last few drives by Mason Benjamin and the Somerset Berkley offense, and they'll look to tack on the PAT here and draw themselves within 12. A bit of a botched hold, but nonetheless the kick is up and good. And as we go into halftime, the Raiders are able to get within 12 points. Raiders will receive the second half kickoff as we come back up top the press box. JJ Sylvia, Nate Freitas with you. And Nate, you have to love the bounce back, never-ending fight from the Somerset Berkley Raiders at the end of the half.
Yeah, they've been resilient. They've made some adjustments, able to get in the end zone twice. I think this is going to be a much different first start of the second half than we had at the beginning of this game, John.
And if you're head coach Derek Almeida for Fairhaven, you need to find a way to stop the bleeding that has been caused by this upsurge in offense by Somerset Berkley.
Yeah, I think that they need to make adjustments on defense. Their offense has been playing flawlessly. It's going to be interesting to see this second half, see what Somerset will do on defense, to stop this Fairhaven onslaught, and also what kind of adjustments that the Fairhaven defense is going to make to try and stop this Somerset momentum going into the half.
Once again, Somerset Berkley will receive the second half kickoff when I, JJ Sylvia, and Nate Freitas return here on Somerset Access TV and SB Blue Raider Studios on YouTube.
Without one, there cannot be many. Without square, there cannot be groove.
Square. Square. Square.
Here's a character of Somerset Berkley Raider merchandise. Fans are student athletes, work hard on and off the field, and the Booster Club plays a big role in helping them succeed, and we can't do it without you. By joining our Boosters Club, you'll be directly supporting team equipment and uniforms, travel insurance costs, facility improvements, senior night celebrations, banquets, and more. Whether you have time to volunteer or simply want to contribute by being a member, every level of involvement helps. It's also a great way to connect, to meet other families, and show your school spirit. Let's work together to give our athletes the best experience possible. Join the Booster Club today and help make a difference. Or you can also email sbabc@sbregional.org. Go Raiders.
Back here at Hanson Memorial Field, JJ Sylvia, Nate Freitas with you for Somerset Access TV and SB Blue Raider Studios on YouTube. And Nate, to talk a little bit about that first half, it was a big first quarter for Luke Cathcart for Fairhaven. He's really one of the big reasons why they have this 12-point lead as we look to start the second half.
Yeah, he's been playing good football, been protecting the ball and getting it down the field, really beating this Somerset defense. So we're going to see how they make adjustments in the second half.
And to talk about adjustments, you have to love the effort at the end of the half by Somerset Berkley, especially that very, very strong pass play between Benjamin and Poissant to end the half.
Yeah, that was a great play, and it looks like Benjamin was getting hit as he threw the ball. Great awareness, and that was great going into the half. They're going to receive the ball the second half, so hopefully they can build on that momentum and get within one score here.
Raiders down by 12, 26-14 as we look to get started here in half number 2. We will be right back here on SB Blue Raider Studios and Somerset Access TV. JJ Sylvia, Nate Freitas back with you as we are about to get underway here in the second half. Fairhaven will kick off from right to left. Once again, it's Tristan DeMedeiros. Actually, my correction, DeMedeiros is going to be subbed out for this time. It'll be Grant Darmoful to do the kicking for the Blue Devils. A high popping kick here lands just in front of the 20-yard line. Somerset Berkley will get a decent run back there. And another strong field position start for the Raiders after the return by Austin Parker.
The take-home prize is $110.
So Nate, the Raider offense back on the field after that big drive with under 2 minutes left to get a score before the end of the half. Let's see if they can keep that momentum going here.
Yeah, I think they should go to the pass a little more. You know, the wing T is their go-to, but looks like they've been having success in the pass game.
A.J. Griffin stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Among the tacklers for Fairhaven is Gavin Anderson. Anderson has gotten a good number of touches today at the linebacker position. Second and 10 coming up for the Raiders. Benjamin fakes the handoff. It goes up the middle and squeezing forward for about a 5-yard gain for the Raiders is Drew Dion. We've seen a couple of those misdirection plays already for Dion, who's one of the bigger and stronger players on this SB team.
Yeah, one of them worked out when he reached the outside, had one man to beat, but this Fairhaven defense has been pretty tough, especially against this run game, so let's see how they overcome.
Looks like an official 3rd down and 6 coming up for the Raiders. And some movement before the snap. Looks like no call here. Both teams were claiming the other moved first. Nonetheless, we continue with no flags. And now the flag comes in. And it will be a false start on the offense. Not the time to be making mistakes right now, Nate, if you're Somerset Berkley.
No, not at all. It looks like there was some confusion there. Thought that the defense may have jumped off sides, but yeah, bad start. Third and long here, JJ.
Raiders have had about as much success as I've ever seen in all my football calls here at SB. They have an opportunity to show off those passing plays a bit more, and here comes a pass here. Benjamin rolling and throwing left, and it is caught. A.J. Griffin is slammed down, but after he got a big chunk of yardage, about a 20-yard gain, and a Somerset Berkley first down.
What a play, John. Great play call there by Freitas.
Catch and run, 23 yards on the play for A.J. Griffin. Players off in a
And Nate, I was talking about it. Last year, Somerset Berkley had one of the more talented quarterbacks they've ever had in Brendan McDonald, and they didn't even pass the ball this much as they're doing now. This is a real surprise for me, but I love that Nick Freitas is digging into his bag of tricks. Another pitch back to Meehan, and he will slam his way forward for about 3 on that first down carry.
Like I said, this kid Benjamin, he's got some talent, so, hopefully we see him air out the ball a little more, get this Fairhaven defense on their toes.
About to go under 9 minutes to play in the third quarter. Somerset Berkley looking to chip in to this 12-point, 26-14 Fairhaven lead. With one more successful drive like their last one to end the first half, they'll be within 1 score. Benjamin, the handoff, and going right for almost no gain at all.
Stuffed right up at the line.
Sam Mello, really no room to run. Fairhaven stuffing the line there, and another third and long coming up for the Somerset Berkley offense.
no gain on the play, 3rd down and 7.
3rd and 7 on the way for the Raiders. Let's see if they go back to the pass here, if they stick with the run. Benjamin, the handoff. Drew Dion got wrapped up pretty much at the line of scrimmage, fell forward for a couple more yards. Looking like it'll bring up a 4th down and about 5. Let's see what the Raiders decide to do here. They've been gutsy in terms of going for it on 4th down thus far in this one. And based on the initial look here, it looks like that will not change. Nick Freitas sending Mason Benjamin back into the huddle. Offense, for the most part, is still on the field, and we will go for it on 4th again. 7.5 to play. Benjamin under center. Benjamin back to throw. Bull rush coming, able to get it out to Drew Dion. Dion down the right sideline, reaching forward. Looks like he has the first down, and he does.
Great play call. Confuse him with the play action on the wing tee. Good awareness to get to where you need to go. And then keeping momentum, John. Moving these chains.
You can feel the energy shifting in Hanson Memorial Field right now. The fans definitely getting more into it.
Looks like it's a draw.
Benjamin on the keeper gets about 3 or 4 on that one. As the Raiders well into Fairhaven territory at this point, trying to gain the red zone once more. And the story really over the last couple of quarters has been just a complete overhaul in how the offense has performed for Somerset Berkley. An offense that struggled to gain positive yardage at points during quarter number 1, came out flying in quarter 2, got a couple of scores, and now they're knocking on the door for more.
Yeah, some great adjustments have been made by the coach. They're starting to run, protect the ball, move the chains.
And now it looks like a wildcat look here. Meehan in almost a shotgun formation, still a wing T setup. Meehan will take it up the middle and will leap over a tackler to get near the first down marker. Looks like he's about a half yard short.
Be 3rd and short here.
My, oh my, Nick Freitas is getting crafty here in this one against the Blue Devils.
6 on the play, 3rd down and 1.
Benjamin on the 3rd down and 1 under center. He'll push himself forward on the keep. Benjamin looking like he has the first down as he gets some help from behind, and that is indeed the case. Looks like another Somerset Berkley first down, and they are into the red zone.
Unit 2 yards on the play for Mason Benjamin. That's good enough for another Raiders.
Nate, I am just flabbergasted by the effort from this Raiders offense. Just, as you were saying earlier, the momentum just shifting so much into their favor over the last couple of quarters.
Yeah, they seem to be moving a little faster on the line, too. Opening up the holes for Meehan, and that way we can get through and move the chains.
Meehan, another short yardage run there, but effective nonetheless. Gains about 2 on that one.
Unit 2 yards on the play, sets up 2nd down 8.
2nd down and 8 coming up for the Raiders. Benjamin back under center in the wing T. Benjamin to Griffin and then to Meehan, but he is slammed down. Looks like the ball came out too. Let's see who has it at the bottom of the pile. We'll wait on the call. And it looks like Fairhaven has possession. And what a punch in the gut there for a Raider offense that seemed to be firing on all cylinders, Nate.
Yeah, that's a hard blow. Defense going to have to come and make a stop here. This Fairhaven offense has been playing well all game. See what kind of adjustments we got here after the half.
Evan Lamontagne and his offense returning to the field for the Fairhaven Blue Devils. 5:45 to go in the 3rd quarter. Their lead at 12, and they'll look to build on it. Lamontagne has Alexion behind him. And it's a handoff to Alexion, leaping over the line of scrimmage. We'll get about 2 yards. Jaden Medeiros on the tackle for Somerset Berkley. Clock running, less than 5.5 to go in the 3rd. A 2nd and long situation coming up for the Blue Devils. Lamontagne getting his orders from Derek Almeida. He's got his hands on his knees right now. The fatigue maybe starting to set in a little bit for the Fairhaven quarterback, Nate. A long pause here, and it looks like a timeout on the way for the Blue Devils. 4:48 to go in quarter 3, and Nate, we were talking about how this defense needs a stop. If we are able to see a big stop by the defense here, do we think Freitas needs to lean more on the pass or the run as we move forward?
I think he should go a little bit more pass. They stick to the wing T, but they've had this Fairhaven defense on their toes when they go with a pass. I know the first was an incompletion, but that one at the end of the half is a beauty into the end zone. So, I think he's got to lean a little more on that and then coming out strong here and try and score.
Before we can look at those possibilities, we need a stop from the Somerset Berkley defense. And they may need some help from a now almost full neon-themed student fan section over on the far side of these bleachers. We come out of the timeout. 2nd down and 8 for Lamontagne and the Blue Devil offense. Lamontagne, the handoff up the middle, shedding one tackle, then another. As Darmofo, the ball comes out, but it is recovered by Fairhaven. Josh Vieira able to dive on it. Vieira's had a couple of receptions in the receiving game. Now a potential momentum-saving dive right there to keep possession for Fairhaven.
Definitely dodged the bullet on that one, on that run. Looked like he was going to break away and ended up losing the ball at the end. Good thing number 13 was aware.
Another player down on the field here. 4:40 to go, and Nate, the Raiders' defensive line really needs to find a way to stiffen up as the run game just continues to play a factor offensively for Fairhaven.
Yeah, and I think we saw a little of this last week with their line. Guarantee both of those teams are very, very tough. So, I think the main thing is that they need to be a little faster, get the push off onto the line, get some pressure in, and try and block the holes. I mean, Fairhaven's been running all over them, and they gotta do something.
When we come out of this injury timeout, it will be a 1st down and 10 for Fairhaven at about the 38-yard line on their side of the field. But right now, the athletic trainer is getting one of the Blue Devil student athletes stretched up in a game that has really taken a physical toll on both squads. Just another reminder for those watching, tonight's Somerset Berkley football coverage is brought to you by Somerset Federal Credit Union. They are offering great rates, trusted financial guidance, and personalized service with locations in Somerset and Swansea, Massachusetts. At SFCU, our focus is always you. And after getting a bit of a stretch out, Jacob D'Souza, one of the senior linemen for this Fairhaven squad, is limping over to the sideline. And we talked in pregame and a little bit in the first quarter, Nate, about how Somerset's missing Gavin Sylvester on that offensive and defensive line. Now it looks like there will be a hole to fill in terms of Jacob D'Souza for Fairhaven's line.
Let's see if this defense can take advantage.
Out of the injury timeout, clock running again, 4.5 to play in the third quarter. 1st down and 10 for Fairhaven. Another handoff for Alexion. He'll be a couple yards short of the 1st down.
Here with a hurry up.
Fairhaven going into a no-huddle offense. Hurry up, as Nate just mentioned. Another handoff for Alexion, and he elbows someone
He gets the first
as he gets to the 50-yard line.
Looks like they're going to keep going with the no huddle. Trying to make this defense tired.
Fairhaven looking to take advantage of the fatigue starting to set in on this Raider defense. They've been on the field a lot tonight. LaMontagne, the long pitch right, a nice stiff arm by Legou, but he cannot get away from the tackler. A great effort, but it looks like a flag coming in on the play, as making that tackle was Aiden Lambert. And it's a penalty on the defense. Looks like it will be on Lambert. And that will give some extra yardage to Fairhaven. And that'll really help the Blue Devils out here, Nate. They're all the way down to the Raider 35 there.
Yeah, they're knocking on the door, John.
3.5 to go before we head to the 4th and final quarter here at Hanson Memorial Field. Derek Almeida once again calling shots to his quarterback, Evan LaMontagne. LaMontagne takes the snap, and now the handoff and a quick tackle by Kyle Hamblett to slow the advance of Grant Darmofel. That's got to be a proud big brother moment for PA announcer Keegan Hamlet. It will be 2nd down and 10 now after the Raiders prevent any yardage gain there for Fairhaven. Blue Devils will have one receiver left and one right here. Alexion in the backfield behind Lamontagne. Lamontagne will look to throw, going deep, and it is dropped, but a flag comes in.
Flag on the play. Looks like it's going to be pass interference here, John.
That's a tough call there on the coverage. For Somerset Berkley was Jared Tavares, but he was unable to turn around to play the ball, and that's going to be a pretty obvious pass interference call that will set up Fairhaven deep in Raider territory, looking to add to their 12-point lead.
That brings it to 1st and goal for this Fairhaven.
1st and 10 at the 20. Lamontagne, the handoff. Alexion got a couple. It'll bring up a 2nd and medium.
Second down, 6.
Lamontagne under center again. And it looks like a flag to be called. It is offside on the defense. And a bunch of tough bounces in terms of flags in this game for a Somerset Berkley team that is doing everything they can to stay competitive. Lamontagne, the quick snap, and the handoff going right. Looking like Fairhaven will gain the 1st down. And they will. 1st and goal on the way for the Blue Devils with under 2 to play in quarter 3.
Tough blows back-to-back for the Somerset squad. They had that pass interference and then offside.
Lamontagne, the handoff and running right into the end zone is Aaron Legou. Touchdown, Fairhaven. And the Blue Devils starting to return to their first quarter form. A methodical drive there by Fairhaven.
That was a good drive. You know, like I said, the Somerset squad allowed a pass interference that really hurt them on 3rd down. So,
in a game where yardage is at a premium, you cannot afford to have costly mistakes and flags called against your defense, and I'm sure that's going to be the focus for head coach Nick Freitas the rest of the way. Mistake-free football. Two-point conversion attempt on the way as the Blue Devils look to go up 20 here. Right now at an 18-point lead, 32-14. Lamontagne under center with Legou behind him in the backfield. Now the handoff, Darmofo, and it's a fake to Legou, and he is in for the touchdown. 2-point conversion is there, and it is a 20-point Fairhaven lead. 1 minute 44 to go in the 3rd. Raiders need an answer quick, Nate.
starting to get out of reach here, John. I think they should go pass and work the sideline, try and keep whatever time they can. This Fairhaven team that we've seen on offense is pretty tough.
So the score on the 2-point conversion gives Fairhaven that 20-point advantage, 34-14 over your Raiders. Another kickoff coming for Grant Darmofo. He will kick from right to left here. Multiple Raiders back to receive. Jared Tavares among them. Ends up going to Meehan. Meehan across the 20. Gets tackled at about the 25 and falls forward to the 27 as flags go flying. Let's see what the call is here. Raiders hoping that it's a call in their favor to get them some extra yardage. Looks like an illegal block in the back on the Raiders, so not helpful by any means necessary with 1:38 to go in the third quarter.
I think this is the deepest starting position they've had all game. They have a long road ahead.
This Raider offense that has broken out more pass plays than I've seen in a while in a Nick Freitas offense. Returning to the field here. First down at about the 20. Reverse handoff. Meehan trying to punch through. Gets about 3 on that one.
Number 3, Meehan on the carry.
Once again, fans, just make sure after the game, if you want to get a full recap of this one as well as other stories from around the town of Somerset, be sure to check out the Somerset Sentinel on Facebook. Articles written by the great George Austin. Another wing tee look for the Raiders. Benjamin pitches it back. Meehan again, nowhere to go. Just barely got back to the line of scrimmage, and it'll bring up another 3rd and long. Third and 6 coming up for the Raider offense. Mason Benjamin eyes the defense and takes the snap. Benjamin back to throw again, evading pressure. Benjamin, the short throw. He's got Dion. Dion heading for the sideline, looking like he has enough for the first down, and he does.
Great play here, John. Keep the drive alive. Try and move down the field. This is an important drive. This is going to set the tone for the fourth quarter.
We head to the fourth quarter here in Somerset. It is 34-14 in favor of the visiting Fairhaven Blue Devils in this South Coast Conference clash between your Raiders and the defending Division 6 runner-ups. Nate Freitas and I will take another short break, and we will be right back here on Somerset Access TV and SB Blue Raider Studios on YouTube. Fourth quarter, I should say, underway here in Somerset. Meehan gets the toss and goes nowhere. Third quarter recently come to an end, and the fourth quarter beginning. Raiders down by 20.
Tough quarter for Somerset. You know, they had the fumble on a drive that they had a lot of momentum going in, and then the pass interference down when Fairhaven scored. This is an uphill battle for them, so see if they can come down and score here.
Clock is running. Under 11 and a half to play in this one. Benjamin takes the snap and a pitch back on the run and gaining about 2 yards on that one for the Raiders was Sam Mello. Mello was questionable coming into this one, but has been getting a ton of playing time both on the defense and the offense for Somerset Berkley tonight. Third down and 8 on the way for the Raiders. Another third down and long situation, and with how successful the pass has been, I wouldn't underestimate the chances of seeing another pass play here. Benjamin, back to throw, rolling right, looking for a receiver. He's got his man. And grabbing the first down gain is Sam Mello.
I think we're starting to see success in the pass game now that the run's run dry. So hopefully Freitas will hold to that.
15 yards on the play. Good enough for another Raiders touchdown.
A 13-yard gain on that passing play. Raiders a first down and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Looks like some confusion on the defense.
Benjamin, the handoff. Running right is Doherty, and he will
Make it
fall
to about
forward
the
to the 50.
Gain of 8 yards on the play.
Actually, correction, that was Sam Mello on the run. Always hard for me to tell the difference between 6 and 8 on these Blue Raider jerseys. I feel like that's a common theme for me in most sports when it comes to darker colored jerseys. Those 6s and those 8s seem to blend together. Under 10 to play in the game. Raiders need to move and quick. Benjamin back to throw again. He's going to look deep here. He's got Poissant. Jason Poissant inside the 15-yard line. His helmet came off too. He's a little shaken up. But nonetheless, 2 huge pass receptions in this game for Jason Poissant.
That was a great play, John. This crowd's fired up after that one. Let's see if they can get it in the end zone, getting into the red zone here. They got to protect this ball.
My, oh my, Mason Benjamin. How do you do what you do? Just a prolific passing display in this one. I believe only 1 or 2 incompletions the entire game. Meehan charging forward. We'll get about 4 or 5 on that one. Looking like a 4-yard gain.
On the stop.
And this Raider offense needs to lean more on the pass, in my opinion. It has been so effective today. Under 8.5 to go. Benjamin under center takes the snap and hands it off. Mello quickly met and tackled after a couple yards gain. Nice open field tackle there
Another 3rd and long.
for
here.
Ian Alexion.
Another 3rd and long. I would take a shot into the end zone, I think.
We've seen one of those already at the end of half one, and with the way the game's looking right now, a touchdown is much needed for Somerset Berkley if they want to mount a late comeback down by 20. They need a touchdown and then a forced turnover by their defense if they want to have a shot. Benjamin back to throw again, throwing right. He's got Mello. Question is, does he have enough for the first? He does.
Got enough for the first down. Good play call. I think you're right, John. I think they need to lean more on the pass. This is working for them.
First and goal to go for Somerset Berkley. They are at the 5-yard line here. And now that Raider fan section, the student fan section to be specifically, getting loud here. 7:15 to play and the clock's still running. Benjamin back into the wing tee with his offense. Benjamin, the pitch back. Meehan trying to cut back left. Really didn't have much room to move.
Stuffed at the line. Nowhere to go.
As we go under 7 to play, only a 1-yard gain there for Meehan. A.J. Griffin coming into the game now with Sam Mello heading to the sideline. Raiders having a nice mix of pass and run today by their offense. One of the main reasons they have remained competitive in this one. Benjamin goes back for A.J. Griffin trying to get the sideline. Griffin is in for the touchdown. And Somerset Berkley gets that score that they need.
Much needed touchdown there, John. Defense has to come out and make a stop here to stay in this game.
And now we see what decision Nick Freitas is going to go with here. Nate Freitas, what do you think? Do you kick the PAT here, or do you go for 2, trying to get as many points as possible?
That's a tough call. I think you play it safe, go for the kick, which it looks like they are going for.
Doherty on for the PAT. Nice hold by Benjamin. Kick is up,
Good
and
kick.
it is good. 34-21, a 13-point Fairhaven lead with 6:24 to play. And now, once again, Nate, we've said it a couple times in this one, it's going to fall on the defense for Somerset Berkley.
They have to make a change somewhere. They have to start playing more physical up on the line, try and beat out this run that's been crushing them all game.
But Nate, if you're head coach Nick Freitas, you have to be more than pleased with the offensive output in this one after only putting up 7 points in your season opener against Hanover. A 21-piece so far in this one definitely is a big improvement.
Yeah, definitely seen some better play on the offensive side of the ball. Getting to see Benjamin use his arm a little bit, which there was a lack of in the last game. So, you know, it's been a pretty good show, but this defense has been dominated by Fairhaven, and you know they're gonna have to work hard and dig deep to try and stop them here.
Let's see if the Raiders look to try an onside here. That is the case. That one's gonna roll out of bounds. Definitely not enough bounce or spin on that one for Doherty, so it will give prime field position to a Fairhaven offense that has been almost unstoppable today.
Correct me if I'm wrong, John, but I believe they scored on every drive.
I would have to agree with you. I don't think that there has been a drive yet where they have been unsuccessful. So this is one of those situations where if you're Somerset Berkley, if you're going to find a time to get a stop, now would be it. 6:24 to play.
Starts with stopping that run. They need to stop the run, try and force a turnover, get some pressure on that quarterback, Lamontagne.
Evan Lamontagne under center with Grant Darmofel behind him. Lamontagne, the handoff, Darmofel. He is quickly met by Drew Dion after about a 1-yard gain. A nice tackle there by Dion.
It's a good stop right there. Way to set the tone, start of the drive.
And the Let's Go defense chants coming from the Raiders student fan section as we go under 6 to play. 2nd down and 8 on the way for the Fairhaven Blue Devil offense. Lamontagne will have one receiver left here. Looks like Vieira's over there. Lamontagne, the pitch left. Once again, it's Cathcart. Cathcart trying to get some space on the outside. He is quickly tackled. First one to wrap him up near his feet was Austin Parker.
Big 3rd down here, John. Somerset needs to stay on their toes and watch out for this pass here.
3rd down and 5 coming up. It's do or die time for this Raiders defense as we're just about set to go under 5 to play. Bleachers getting loud now for this Raiders defense. You can feel the rumble underneath us. Lamontagne, the handoff going left and able to get the 1st down is Darmofel as he sheds a few tackles.
Man, he's been an animal today. Getting through the line, breaking tackles. Just a lot for this Somerset defense.
Another 1st down, and now Fairhaven is into Somerset Berkley territory at the Raider 45.
They take their time too, try and run some clock.
A smart move if you're head coach Derek Almeida. Raiders looking to somehow muster up a comeback here in their home opener on this brand new turf that was recently installed, but yet another 1st down run and a big chunk of yardage there. Darmofel on the carry again. And now under 4 to play.
One thing I do notice, John, is that, you know, especially without the the big guy Sylvester. This line that Fairhaven has is quite a bit bigger than our defensive line, and you got to wonder if that's a factor in this run game.
Most certainly is a factor. A mostly picture-perfect performance by the Fairhaven offensive line today of Mora, D'Souza, Joseph, Borges, and Lopez. Another run up the middle, this time for Alexion. He gets about 4, maybe 3 on that one. About a 3-yard gain and 3 minutes left to play. Fairhaven in no rush at all. Up by 13, 34-21 over your Raiders. And if Fairhaven can get a score here, they'll deal the knockout punch in this heavyweight battle. Back under center is Evan Lamontagne. Nick Freitas barking orders to his defense from the sideline. Lamontagne fakes the initial handoff and gives it to Legou. Aaron Legou, goodbye.
Catch him.
And Fairhaven with another touchdown with 2.5 to play. And I was talking about the knockout punch. There it is.
Yeah, just too much for this Somerset defense to handle. And I give credit where credit is due. This Fairhaven offense has been almost flawless, scoring on every drive.
Fairhaven weighing their options, probably going to go for 2 here. Just to tack on a few extra points, and that will be the case. A 2-point conversion attempt on the way for Fairhaven. They have been unsuccessful for the most part in this one, in this area. Let's see if they can right the wrong here. 40-21 right now, 2.5 to play. Lamontagne takes the snap, hands it off up the middle. Alexion, and he's in for the 2-point conversion. Make it a 21-point Fairhaven lead, 42-21.
Yeah, I would say that's the knockout blow here, John. Just a very, very tough football team. But you got to say, from the last game Somerset had, it's definitely been improvement, definitely more scoring. You got to wonder if down the stretch here, playing another tough team next week, if Coach Freitas is going to maybe open up more pass options. We see Benjamin's arm today has been working for him more so than the run game. And you got to wonder if that's going to be a factor coming to the next game.
Mason Benjamin has certainly had a strong day in the passing game. I'm going to have to look back at the tape after, but I can't imagine he has more than 2 incompletions and well over 10 passes in this one.
Yeah, made that great passing touchdown at the end of the half. Yeah, he's been playing really well.
I would definitely like to see more growth in that connection between him and Jason Poissant, too, because that can be deadly. Meehan off the kickoff, storming his way past the 30 to almost the 35. Stopped at about the 33-yard line of the Raiders. 2 minutes and 23 seconds left. Perhaps the Raiders will look for some razzle-dazzle here to save some face here at the end of this one. And why not at this point, with how well your passing game has looked? Maybe try to get some deep looks here, maybe a fade route, a streak, something of that nature.
I'd say this may be garbage time, but this is enough to explore your offense a little bit, see what you got.
Back under center is Mason Benjamin. Benjamin, the handoff to Mello. He bobbled it but got it back. Mello heading for the sideline is going to get positive yards and even a first down out of that. What an effort by Sam Mello.
Good recovering effort on that, losing the ball and then picking it up on the bounce. Had a lucky bounce there.
Mello went out of bounds too, so that'll stop the clock with 2:16 left. Raiders nearing Fairhaven territory here at their own 46.
13-yard gain for Sam Mello. First and 10 at the Raider 46.
First down and 10 for the Raiders. Benjamin takes the snap, back to throw. Benjamin rolling to his left, looking for Mello again. He's got him. Mello makes 1 man and 2 men miss Mello heading for that right sideline, trying to stop the clock. He can't get there, but he's across the 40-yard line with another SB first down.
Great awareness by Benjamin. He's finding his man in the open slot.
That play is good for another Raiders first down.
Now the Raiders into Fairhaven territory here as we go under 2 minutes to play.
17-yard gain on the play, first and
You got to wonder if Freitas will think to go deep here, trying to save some time.
Benjamin, the keep, getting some help on the push from behind. He'll get about 4 or 5 yards on that one. Clock still running. Minute and a half to play before we say goodnight from here at Hanson Memorial Field. Right now, 42-21 in favor of the Fairhaven Blue Devils, who have come in to this brand new turf here at Somerset Berkley and just put on a complete display of offensive and defensive prowess. Benjamin, toss back to me, and he'll leap and twist forward, nearing that first down marker.
Looks like it's going to be just short.
timeout, Somerset Berkley.
Nick Freitas will burn a timeout here with 1:04 to play. Looks like it'll be a third and very short, about a 3rd and 1 on the way for the Raiders after this timeout. But Nate, a lot of positives, as we've been talking about throughout this one, to take away from this game for Somerset Berkley. But I think the big lesson to learn from this one is that the passing game needs to be a much bigger part of this Raider playbook this year.
Yeah, it's been working for them. I mean, they've kept this Fairhaven secondary just, questioning where they're going to go. And Benjamin's been protecting the ball and finding the open receiver. And, you got to wonder if, they're going to look at this and say there's opportunity there going down, and also playing a tougher opponent next week,
Out of the timeout, 1 minute, 4 seconds left. Benjamin and the boys back into the wing tee. Benjamin. Raiders will gain the first down. Now nearing the red zone is Somerset Berkley. Ball spotted at the 25 as we go under 1 minute to play. Raiders looking for one more score here to further display what their offense has to offer. Benjamin back to throw, about a 4-step drop. Benjamin looking for Mello again. He goes up and gets it, falling at the 10-yard line.
Man, the pass has been working. See if they can punch it in here.
Freitas not going to use his timeout here. 30 seconds to play. Benjamin back to throw again, rolling to his right. Benjamin looks to throw, and he has an open receiver down to the 1-yard line. Cullen Doherty with the catch there.
Looks like timeout Somerset.
And now Freitas will use his timeout, as Nate just mentioned. 21 seconds left. Raiders obviously not going to be able to mount a full comeback in this one, but another score here would give them some more positive feelings going into a meeting next Friday against Catholic Memorial on the road. And Catholic Memorial, Nate, the team that Somerset Berkley faced off against in the state tournament last season. So a little bit of bad blood between those two squads to be rehashed next week.
It's going to be a physical battle, John. I think there is some bad blood there, and hopefully Coach Freitas can get this defense whipped into shape for that, because their offense is just as tough as Fairhaven's.
Keegan Hamlet will be on the call for that one, and Somerset Berkley will get a late touchdown.
That was a great drive down the field. Got to see the arm of Benjamin coming here late in the stretch. Gotta say, there's a lot to work on, a lot to work with there.
Raiders will most likely try to go for two here to get a couple more points on. Now 42-27 in favor of Fairhaven.
You can imagine an onside try.
Oh, for sure. Any chance you can give yourself to get more points on the board and make the score look a lot closer, I'm sure Nick Freitas and his coaching staff and players will take. Raiders will burn that final timeout. As I said, Keegan Hamlet will have the call for next Friday's game against Catholic Memorial on the road. Carter Sylvia, my cousin, might join him for that one as well. That being the third game of this early season gauntlet on the Raiders' schedule. But Nate, we were talking earlier about, the Raiders' hopes for a state tournament berth and hopefully a state tournament run. Games like this earlier in the season, even though they may end up as losses, are great ways to prepare a team for those types of games late in the season and in the playoffs.
Absolutely, because at the end of the day, when you go that deep, especially into the postseason, you're only going to be playing teams like this. So, it's a good thing, even though you take the loss, to understand where you can get stronger, make the adjustments throughout the season, and hopefully, they can get a win here next week, and turn it right back around.
Fans making their way towards the exits, but a 2-point conversion is good. Benjamin to Doherty. So the Raiders put up 29 in this game. And a much improved offensive scheme today for Nick Freitas' boys. And now, Nate, let's see if your prediction reigns true. And we see an onside attempt here. We saw one earlier from Somerset Berkley that ended up out of bounds and drawing a flag. Let's see if this one can be a bit more successful. Once again, want to thank you all for joining us tonight here on Somerset Access TV and SB Blue Raider Studios on YouTube. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, subscribe, share. Help grow our following. We have a great group of broadcasters, including my buddy Nate Freitas making his broadcasting debut. A much better onside there, but it is dived on quickly. Lamontagne, the one to dive on it, and that should pretty much be it. Most likely a knee coming for Fairhaven.
Yeah. Like I said, I think that the Somerset defense has got a lot to work on. It didn't help that their, star lineman was out. But the offense looking up. I think the offense played well. We got to see Benjamin's arm, like I had said, and I think that's going to be something that Somerset's coaching staff is going to think about moving down the stretch here.
Lamontagne takes the knee, and this one will come to an end. Clock will trickle down from 10 seconds down to 0. This one will come to an end with a final score of 42-29. Fairhaven comes in and grabs a win. They'll go to 2-0. The Raiders will drop to 0-2. JJ Sylvia, Nate Freitas back up here above the press box with you. And Nate, Somerset Berkley, despite this loss, great offensive and defensive play in the second half. A lot to look forward to for the remainder of the season.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot to grow on this. It is a loss, but ultimately I think they played better than last week on the offense. So we're going to see where it goes from here. Like I said, tough opponent next week. Bad blood there because of the loss in the States last year. So.
And for head coach Derek Almeida, coming off that loss in the state final last year, it's really a great feeling to get off to this 2-0 start if you're the Fairhaven Blue Devils.
Yeah, no, this win must feel great. Their offense did everything right. I believe they scored on every drive they had. Defense played well, caused a couple turnovers. So very well done by the Fairhaven Blue Devils.
And that is going to do it for us tonight. Next time I will see you is 2 Fridays from now when Somerset Berkley and Durfee continue with another installment of the Battle of the Braga Bridge here at Hanson Memorial Field. But for now, for my partner Nate Freitas, our cameraman Brian, and the entire Somerset Access TV and Somerset Berkley Blue Raider Studios crew, I'm JJ Sylvia wishing you a good rest of your night here at Hanson Memorial Field.
Have a good night.